What's up? What's up? Did you pitch way too soon? And you know exactly what I mean if you've ever done it. They said they were interested, they knew your stuff was good, so they asked for the price. And you skipped all of the stuff in the middle and you started talking and talking and talking in an effort to justify the number that you were just about to drop. And so that's why you got ghosted because you pitched way, way, way too soon. You missed this whole part of the relationship. And that's why ghosting happens because we miss to build in this part. So people feel like we're just selling them something, but not necessarily the right thing. And we want to make sure that we're always selling a solution that is amazing for our client. Because remember, if you don't remember anything else, this is the one thing you absolutely have to remember. Sales is not about a transaction. Sales is not just about, value for money. Sales is actually when someone has finally decided to make a commitment and you are giving them everything they need to hold them accountable to that commitment, including helping them reach the solution. So selling is something that's very noble. It really is helping people get to a solution that they've been trying to get to for a very, very long time. My name is Donna St. Louis. How are you doing today? I am co-founder of Fire Savvy along with my business partner, Chanel Evans. And we believe that purpose, passion, and high profits can all be and must be in alignment. We think that's critical. We also believe that every entrepreneur deserves financial freedom from the threat of corporate colonization. You took the jump to be an entrepreneur, and if you've been in this game for long enough, you know that it's damn near impossible for you to be employable. That's why we work with professional service providers just like you, who are coaches, they're experts in their industry, they're consultants, they're attorneys, they're financial advisors, to attract more high-ticket clients and attract them and enroll them faster using the six-figure sales methodology and the instant client attraction framework. We are Fire Savvy, a business advisory company that uses one-to-one coaching, a very badass sales academy, which, by the way, the next version of the sales academy kicks off in the third week of February. I think we're doing it February 22nd. In fact, I'm sure it's 2/22. So February 22nd. Anyway, it's a sales academy that lasts for 6 weeks. We have strong communities and ongoing accountability to help you grow and scale your business faster. All right, so that's who I am. What I really want to talk to you though about is the agenda. So let's talk about to whom you should actually be making an offer and how to know exactly what to offer your prospect. So knowing what to offer and when to offer it. And so that way you don't end up pitching way too soon, because pitching way too soon is something that happens a lot. We see it all the time. I'm going to be using the board today. And if you want to grab the sales framework, by the way, all you have to do is go to this URL right here, which is salessuperstar.net. If you go to salessuperstar.net, you'll be able to download the framework that we use. And you'll also be able to get on my calendar and learn more about the 6-week sales academy, which has a 2x ROI guarantee. In other words, you are going to actually sell. There's a 21 sales challenge within that academy to ensure that you make your money back. All right, so let's do this. We're going to go ahead and get started. So we have our, wait, where is it? Oh, it's broken. Hold on. There we go. All right. So let's start by understanding when you should pitch. And knowing when you should pitch is really based on where the buyer is in their journey and not necessarily where your pockets are, right? So that's the first thing. A lot of people are like, well, I should pitch based on my dollar amount, based on my bank account. Absolutely not. Remember, your job is to help a client get to their commitment first. If you do the right thing, your pockets will thank you for it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this guy right here. So this guy is the newbie. So the newbie is 100% new to what it is that you have to offer. And there are 3 things that the newbie wants to know. They want to know what you have to offer, who it is for, and why they should want it. That's what they're looking for, right? And specifically, if you go in this order, why this is important, who it's for, and then what it is, they'll be more interested. So, for example, if I was talking about, I'll use water heaters. So the why would be you can drastically reduce the cost of heating your water, as well as never ever run out of hot water again. If you are a homeowner and you have a traditional hot water heater, I have an electric water heater, which is about this big. I can put it on your wall. It takes less than a day to install, and you will never run out of hot water again, and you will lower your bills. Notice how I said that in reverse order: the why, the who, and then the what. When you speak in this terms, people are more likely to listen to you. So that's the first thing you want to do. Why, who, and what. You got to remember why this is important to this person, and then what it is. But this is not the time to pitch. This is just the time to introduce. This person is a newbie, right? So why are they interested? Who's interested, and what they're interested in? Because here's the thing: a newbie is curious. They want to know these three things. But if any of these things don't matter to them, they become this guy who happens to be a naysayer. They're not interested at all. Maybe they're not a homeowner. Maybe they already have an electric hot water heater, right? And so they're really not interested in your what. They're not going to be a buyer right now. So if you start pitching to them right now, you're completely wasting your time. So we don't want to pitch to the newbie. We don't want to pitch to the naysayer. Yes, we want to make sure that they have this information, but now is not the time to start making them an offer. We are still at the point of even qualifying whether there is an offer ready for them. And I know you're saying right now, well, of course, Donna, no one would actually pitch to this person now. Actually, I have coached hundreds, if not thousands, of seasoned sales pros that literally someone calls, they say they're interested, and I can take you back to that other slide. I can take you back. They say they're interested, and they 100% start pitching right away. And I'm like, why did you start pitching? Well, they knew what they wanted. They don't know shit, quite honestly. They don't know anything. They called in and they said, hey, I checked out your product. I thought it was really cool, and I want it. That's all that happened. And you immediately went into sales mode. You started actually making them an offer. You hadn't done anything. You didn't even make sure that this was a fit. You just started making them an offer. You were way, way, way too early. Hold on. I just got to go around 1 second and make sure that I can see comments, because I see people. Comments are coming in and I can't see them. There we go. Technical difficulties do occur. Sorry. All right. Okay, let's do that one more time. Sorry about that. I had to go around. Technical difficulties. Sometimes when you're in the studio by yourself, my studio person isn't here. All right. So yes, this happens all the time. So let's go on to the next person. So we know, do not pitch here. These are not buyers yet. And if they were buyers, you wouldn't even know what kind of buyers they were. So don't pitch yet. Let's go on to the next one. So this next person here is the curious cat. Now they're like, oh, I can lower my electric bill and never run out of hot water again. Y'all know how important it is never to run out of hot water, right? Y'all do know. There is nothing like having the conditioner all up doing the conditioning and then the water turns cold. So this is very important, right? And if you're a homeowner, you're like, why can't I have that twice? And then what is it, right? But now that you know that, you want to know something else. You want to know time, effort, and money. This is what you want to know right now. You want to know, wait a minute. Yes. Oh, let me say what's up real quick to some of my Peoples out here. What's up, Nat? What's up, Darian? What's up, Chanel? What's up? How are you all doing? I see like a whole bunch of people hit me up in comments, and I'm just going to read a couple of these. So Natalie said, agreed. You will need information. Check it first before you pitch. Even if they come saying they know that they're ready to buy it, you still need to make sure that they are qualified. Yes, it happens all the time. all the time. That you're absolutely right. So now we're over to this part: money, effort, and time. Let's say the person is like, I never want to run out of hot water again. This is the most important thing in my life right now, because the other day conditioner was conditioning, soap was in the eyes, and the water got cold quick, right? So now they recognize that they qualify here. Now they're over here. Now you're ready to pitch, but they're like, hold up. Are they willing to invest the money, the effort, and the time? Let's say the effort could be including something as simple as, we're going to need you to clean out your garage so that way we can listen. I'm one of those people who has a very neat garage, but there are people who got stuff, like they got stuff in their garage. That is their storage area, right? And you can't even find their hot water heater. It's in there, but you can't find it. So you might go to them and say, yeah, we can come in tomorrow. All we need you to do is make sure that you clean out the garage area so we can get to your hot water heater. And they're like, oh, you need to see the current one? You need to actually, like, you need to be able to get to it? Oh, that's not going to work, because there are things, right? So they're not willing to do the effort. So you're about to pitch someone who's not willing to do this. So how are you going to get it in there? We're not even at the money part. Like, everybody's like, oh, we're going to get to the money part. No, sometimes it's the effort. Sometimes people aren't willing to put in the work. We have a 6-week sales academy. You have to show up once a week. In that 3-week period, there's 3 weeks at the end where you're going to literally be selling. It is a guaranteed ROI. You are going to, at minimum, 2x your money. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you with me for 3 weeks and you don't double your money, you're in the wrong academy, especially for an academy that's less than $5,000, for real. So I'll get people who are like, oh, I want to learn how to sell, but I don't actually want to sell. So you're going to come to my academy. I'm going to have a 21-day challenge. I've had people who I've coached to get to 6 figures in a month. And you're telling me that you're not going to sell in my 21-day challenge portion of the academy? This isn't the right program for you. Why would I pitch that to you? You are not willing to put in the effort. Here's the thing. While you are selling things as an entrepreneur, you still need to make sure that your client has skin in the game, that they're actually willing to do the work in order to get to the goal. Even if you're going to the spa, you got to be willing to go there. You got to be willing to make the drive. You got to be willing to put on the robe. Like, they're not going to come and pancake scoop your ass out of your bed. You got to do something. Hell, even if they had to come and pancake scoop you out of the bed, you still got to open the door. Like, something has to happen. You have to have some effort. And a lot of times we skip over this. We think that money is the most important thing. But quite honestly, if they don't put skin in the game, if the client does not put skin in the game in regards to the effort, and they don't get the results, they think you suck. They don't think they suck. They think you suck. And they will say, well, they didn't tell me I had to do all that. So you need to make sure that your client is clear on the effort that it's going to take. And then we got to go to the next level. Time. Right? So let's say we're putting in this hot water heater and they're like, okay, so we're putting in this new electric hot water heater. It's going to take us from noon until 4 o'clock. Will an adult be at the house? Nah. No. An adult won't be there. Like, my dog will be there, and like my nephew coming by, he's 12. Is that okay? Is that an adult? That is not an adult. Right? Are they willing to invest the time? Are they willing to invest the time to do the work? Are they willing to invest the time to clean out the garage? Are they willing to be there when they need to be there? I get people all the time. They're like, oh, so it's like Wednesday at 6:15 or Thursday at 6:15. That's when, yeah, I can't do Thursday at 6:15. I can't do any day of the week at 6:15 because I usually watch like my replays. I'm like, you got to make sure that these two things are before you even get to money. There's no need to talk about money if effort and time aren't there, quite honestly. There's not. Then you can talk about money. Are they willing to make the financial investment? Can they buy? Do they want to buy? And will they buy? All of those have to be in order. Can, will, and want right here have to be together, and so does effort and time. If you don't have all three of these, you're done. But this is what the curious cat wants to know. There is no need in pitching the curious and cat until you have qualified these three things. Don't pitch, you're not there yet. Let's go on to the next one. So our next guy right here, this is Seymour. The reason we call Seymour is because Seymour is a fence rider. Seymour wants to see more information. They want proof. They want to know at the end of the day that you have testimonials, that you have done this before, that you have experience. And here's the part that's the most important to them, that you have worked with someone like them. And what do I mean by that? So let's say you're putting this hot water heater in a 15,000 square foot home. They're going to say, well, have you worked on a 15,000 square foot home before? Have you worked on something this big? And if you're like, nah, usually we put it in double wides. They're going to be like, let me at least know when you get to a 5,000 square foot home, right? So they're going to really start asking questions, this one being the most important. But what they need is proof. Now, here's the thing. Not every newbie becomes a curious cat, although ones who are interested do become curious cats. Not every curious cat becomes a Seymour. Not every curious cat becomes a Seymour. By the way, you still are not pitching yet. You have not satisfied them to the point where they trust you. Because here is the thing. You need this. They don't trust you yet. They don't trust you. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why buyers don't trust you. And it has nothing to do with your product. It really doesn't even have anything to do with your testimonials. So if you're listening, if you're there, write this down, because I'm about to share with you one of the most important things that you'll ever discover in regards to building trust. People act like this is a major secret, and I guess it is, in regards to building trust. The reason that you struggle with building trust is because your clients don't believe what you believe. That's it. You don't have the same belief systems. So I'm going to rewind and talk about Fire Savvy's belief systems real quick so you'll see what I mean. At Fire Savvy, we said that we believe your purpose, your passion, and your profits. Purpose, passion, and profits should all be in alignment. We literally don't like to work with people who aren't working in their area of purpose and passion. Is this what you were put on this earth to do? Or are you just selling a widget to make a dime? If you just were selling a widget to make $1, you're probably not our client. But if you're doing something because this is a part of your soul, your core, your heart, what you love to do, then 100% will work with you. So that is what we believe. We believe that purpose, passion, and profits can 100% be in alignment. And we mean high profits. That's number one. Number two, and I said it at the beginning, we believe that every daring, badass entrepreneur deserves financial freedom from the threat of corporate colonization. Why do I say that? Because at the end of the day, if you've been an entrepreneur for more than 6 months to a year, it is really going to be hard for you to go back to corporate. You are damn near unemployable. Right? And then when I say corporate colonization, not everybody that has a job is colonized. Some people love what they do. But there are some people that feel like it is just a stranglehold on them and they can't get out. So we believe that every entrepreneur who wants to be an entrepreneur, who loves being an entrepreneur, they deserve financial freedom from corporate colonization. And we help them with that by doing client attraction and six-figure sales. In other words, you got to have something to sell, somebody to sell it to, and the skills to sell it. The reason that people need a lot of proof is because they don't believe that you believe what they believe. You're not in alignment. Because if you are selling this product, let me show you how to sell this product without proof. Just listen. This is all I'd have to say. I have one of these in my house. Let me show you. Here's picture 1. Here's picture 2. Here's picture 3. Let me show you my electric bill. I use it, listen, as soon as it came out, I used to have the small one. I went from the small one to the big one. And the reason I went to the big one, quite honestly, is because the big one serves hot water a little faster. You know how sometimes you go in and your water takes? Notice that all I'm doing is sharing my experience. That's all I'm doing. People wonder all the time how when I go in and I'm doing coaching for them or with their company, and I can get on the phone and I can sell a product that I don't even know. They're like, how can you do that? I'm like, because I can share my experience. One of my clients that I absolutely love is TransFinder, and they're a transportation routing software company that specifically specializes in working with children on school buses, right? Making sure that school buses have safe routes. How would I, who have never ran the software for school bus routes, be able to connect? Why? Because I have a story about a cousin of mine who basically was like my nephew because I damn near raised him. And I said, and he got hit by a car because the school bus let him off in a spot that was unsafe. And that him being hit by the car eventually led to his death before he was 13 years old. It completely debilitated him. He ended up dying from his injuries later in life before he was 13. And so when I talk about why I believe in TransFinder and what they do, listen to the word I use, why I believe in TransFinder and what they do, it's because I know what not having TransFinder causes. I know the negative impact of losing a child way too soon. I know what that feels like. So when I talk about it, people are like, oh my God, I really got to give this company a second look. They didn't need more proof. They needed to believe what I believed. They needed to know I believed in it. If you do not believe in your product, if you do not have passion and purpose for it, then your ability to get to high profits is going to be shit. We just got to own that. And so you will get to people who want all this proof. Proof comes in because they don't believe what you believe. And the more experience and emotional connection you have to that product, the less proof you're going to need. Always remember that. That's how you build trust. That's how you get past having to deal with all the Seymour. They just don't believe you. And they don't believe what you believe. So let's go over to the two who are the buyers. So just as a reminder, not buyers, not buyers. All these people right here need to be convinced. If you start selling here, you have to convince them. You got to stand here and you got to push them over the line. They have to be convinced. They are not at the point of value. So let's go over to the other side. Let's talk about these two. So we have the first one is this guy right here. This guy is the student, and the next one is the daredevil. These two are buyers, by the way. You're off the hook. These are buyers. You can pitch. Yay, you can pitch. Okay, but wait, don't pitch yet. So no pitch. Don't pitch here. Don't do it. Too soon. Don't pitch, right? Don't do it. I already told you how to build trust here. That was a free giveaway. But now we're over here. These people over here, they are buyers, right? So let's talk about why they're buyers, and let's talk about how we turn them into buyers. See, here's the thing. The reason that is so hard to determine when we're supposed to start pitching, right? And the reason we don't understand this, and the reason we don't even understand like how to build trust, is because everything that we see right now in the world, they're like, oh, you're going to 10x your business. Who are we firing today? All we got to do is go in there and you got to sell and push and sell. And it's so masculine, pushy, dudeish bullshit. And it's gross and it feels like ew. And I understand that feeling and I hate it. And this makes us think we got to pitch and pitch and push and pitch. And the more we pitch and the more we push, the more people will buy. No, the more you feel disgusting and you end up hating sales and you feel salesy. And I understand what that feels like and it sucks. I used to feel that way. I hated sales. So it's crazy that I'm one of the top 5 sales coaches in the country. But why am I one of the top 5 sales coaches in the country? Because I hated it so much because of this. And I'm like, there has to be a better way. And so I really started understanding the psychology of the buyer. What are they thinking here? What makes them want to know more? What do they really want to know when they're here? And how do I leverage this time with them to build trust? And then when I learned that build trust wasn't all about the proof from people that they had never even met. Think about that. People are like, I want a referral. You literally want to talk to someone else about me when I'm right here? That tells me you don't believe me. That's what a referral is. You think I'm going to refer you to somebody who's going to say she sucks? No, of course not. People ask for all that proof when they really, really, really don't believe you. They would prefer to take the word of a stranger that they've never met than to actually believe you. And that's because you have not created those beliefs. So what I found was, if I really started understanding a very simple, and I mean, when I say simple, we created a 9-box diagram that literally drives 6-figure sales because we understand the psychology of sales at its simplest and most core. That selling not only became easy, it was fun. I freaking loved it. So it's not your fault if you're struggling with sales, because all the bullshit they keep telling you that you got to do about sales, it's all bullshit. It can actually be as simple as talking to people, finding out what's going on in their world. What have they tried that didn't work? How did they feel about that? What frustrated them? What did they try that did work? How did they win? Then we can go in and we could talk about, well, what is it that you really want? When I talk to my clients and when I tell them, I'm like, girl, I get it, because I know that gross, disgusting feeling. And then when I go and look at what they have to offer, they waterboard me with 560,000 hours worth of content. It's like I needed a 9-piece puzzle and you gave me 1,000,000 pieces and I don't even know what the freaking picture is supposed to look like. That's why I'm struggling with sales. That's why I can't convert more than 10 or 20% of people in my masterclass. That's why I can't sell bigger from the stage. That's why I'm getting ghosted. Because you're not connecting with your buyers. You're too busy trying to sell, instead of letting the next sale be your customer's best idea. That's why we created the Sales Academy. So you don't have to go through all that crap, right? That's why we did it. So now you're over here and you're ready. You're like, Donna, I got it. I know the what, who, and why. And I know to share it in terms of why, who, and what. I know to talk to them about their effort, time, and money before I ever even pitch my offer. I understand that if I get all the way over here to proof and they need to talk to someone, it's because I didn't do a good job building trust, which means I didn't do a good job sharing my own beliefs. I didn't do a good job sharing my own experiences. I didn't do a good job sharing my own why this is so important to me. This is important to me. You know, someone asked me before, why am I so passionate about sales now, especially for someone who used to hate it? Sales is so important to me now because, quite honestly, I was homeless when I was 19. And when I started my business intelligence company, I didn't know how to sell at all. And if I didn't figure it out, I wouldn't have been able to be an entrepreneur. And if I wasn't an entrepreneur, you know what? Quite honestly, I'm not a great employee. I wouldn't have succeeded in corporate America because I, quite honestly, did not fit in corporate America in the way that you needed to fit. I didn't know how to play those political games. I wasn't built to be an entrepreneur. So I would have been unsuccessful. I would have failed. There wouldn't have been a route for me, a path for me, not one that truly made me happy. And now when I see other entrepreneurs and they're brilliant, and they're ready to go out and hang out their own shingle. But the only thing they don't realize is being an expert isn't enough, that they actually have to know how to sell that expertise. And it doesn't have to be gross and nasty. it can actually be amazing. I truly believe that every entrepreneur who decides to hang up a shingle and take the risk and invest in themselves, they deserve financial freedom from corporate colonization. And damn it, I'm going to help them get it. So let's talk about these two guys. So we have our student and we have our daredevil. Okay, so your student, by the way, this person is interested in info. They are usually they are still in what I call DIY mode. What does that mean when I say DIY mode? They're like, I want more information. I really want to know how to do it myself. I'm not really interested in guidance. I'm not going to invest a lot. They are a trickle buyer. In other words, they'll get your download, they'll watch your webinar, they'll come to your masterclass, they'll even be in your low ticket membership that maybe is, $1,000 a year. They will trickle buy. They are not interested in making a real investment yet. They have gone to Home Depot. They have gotten all the stuff. They have put it home in the garage, right? And they are going to build this thing themselves right up until the point that they realize they can't. Then they're going to invest in actually doing something. Then they will become more like a daredevil. Let's talk about what a daredevil is, because most people think daredevils are super risky. No, daredevils are risky to you. They are not risky to them, right? So I do stuff that people always I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I'm like, well, not really, because let me tell you what daredevils do. So imagine for a second that daredevil says, yes, I'm going to jump the Grand Canyon. Well, just FYI, they didn't wake up that morning and get on their bicycle and go with like a piece of board and say they were going to jump the Grand Canyon. That's not what they did. They did all the measurements. They put in all the effort to figure out the height, the depth, the speed. They've done the math. They went and they said, let me hire some professionals. They know the closest points that they need to get to. They did all of their homework. They did this. They were the student. They did all their homework. They called the experts. They got mentors, and now they're ready to take action. So the one thing that a student has is time. But they usually don't have money. The one thing a daredevil does not have, they don't have time. But they do have money. And they are ready to take action now. Right? So that's the big thing. So they don't have time, they do have money, and they are ready to act now. That's the difference between the two. If you come over here and you pitch your student, so you got to listen to who they are. If you've done your job here, you know who you're dealing with. And so now you know what to offer. So for my student, I'm going to make an offer to them, but I'm probably going to offer them the lower end of the spectrum. For my daredevil, I know what to offer them, but I'm probably offering them more actionable parts of my spectrum, because that's what they want. That's how you know what they want to pitch. So you want to make sure that when you're making your offer, that you offer the three things, and you make sure you take away the highest one that you know they're not ready for, and then you offer the middle one, and then you have the lower one below it. Your student is going to be somewhere in that lower quadrant. Your daredevil is going to be somewhere in that higher quadrant. We have people that come to us all the time, and they're like, listen, I want business advisory. I want one-to-one. I want to be unlimited coaching on your calendar. I don't want to have to just meet with you, twice a month. I want to be VIP. I want this. I want that. They're very clear about what they want, and they're very clear about the goals they want to achieve, and they're very clear about the timeframes. They've already tried all the bullshit, and they're done. And they're like, I don't have time for that anymore. I'm ready to go now. And they usually literally call us, and they're ready to go immediately. A student will say, well, let me come to your masterclass. Let me see some of your things. Maybe I'm going to get some of your downloads. Maybe I'm going to check out this stuff. And it's not a trust thing. They just haven't gotten to the point where they're actually ready to take that action. They're still trying to figure out if this is something they want to do. And that's fine. You're going to spend a lot of time nurturing them. Students are anywhere from, let's say 60, 90-day time frame to 10 years. I know everybody's like 10 years, 10 years. This is their time frame. Daredevils are anywhere from right now to 60 days. And 60 days is going long. 60 days is usually if they have travel and they have a whole bunch of other stuff. They're usually a 72-hour, like, I need to get on your calendar. I'm ready to go now. So these two are buyers, but they're very different types of buyers, right? This is going to be your instant buyer. And by the way, your Daredevil is going to want that instant gratification. You need to have something that's going to move them forward right away. So you're going to need to do that because they need that right away. And then they will be more student-like where they will slow down, but they need instant results. That's what a Daredevil needs. A student, on the other hand, is a little different. A student is like, I need information right away. And then I want to try some of your stuff. And then after that, I'll get some results, right? But I want to try some of your stuff first. They're probably going to test out some of your things. So understand that who you're dealing with. Anyway, so this is, don't pitch here, do pitch here, build trust before you get here, and understand who your buyers are and specifically what you want to pitch to them. Anyway, my name is Donna St. Louis. If you're interested in coming to the Six-Figure Sales Superstar Academy, which happens, we're kicking it off February 22nd. If you're interested in coming to that, all you got to do is, actually, if you get the download from salessuperstar.net, just get the download, jump on my calendar. This is so fresh. The landing page isn't even out. I literally talked to my business partner just an hour before I got on, and we solidified the date. And so we're updating the landing page. And we're only taking 20 people in the class. I just want you to know that we don't take more than 20 people because we need you to get a lot of one-on-one attention. So 20 people, Superstar Sales Academy starts February 22nd. It is for 6 weeks. And if you come in early, you're going to get some early coaching because we want you to hit the ground running. We want you to make money in this academy. It's very important to us that you have financial freedom from corporate colonization, and we want to make sure you get that done. That's all I got. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you next time.